Good morning. It is Monday, March the 23rd. It's about 9:32 to be exact. And I'm on my way to meet Liza because we're going to run outside. And I'm going to try and get there as quick as I can because she's already there and she's having a bit of a fit that I'm not there. But I'm going to meet her to run to get some physical activity in. I uploaded a vlog yesterday that really only covered 2 days, the first 2 days of me being at home due to school closures. And in that vlog, I said I wasn't sure when and if I was going to be vlogging because we're in such like this odd time. And several people said that they would like for me to continue to vlog, even if it's not necessarily always going to be teaching related and won't, you know, I don't know, won't follow the same structure as what I've been putting up so far. So I'm going to continue to do that. I will probably just continue to upload once on Sundays just to kind of recap the week. Down the line, I do plan on making video, like a video or two that I was going to be making anyway that kind of talks about my overall experience in middle school in comparison to elementary school. I just haven't decided like the format of how I want to do that, like whether it's going to be question and answer or comparing. I don't normally honk my horn at people. I don't know if you just heard that, but Liza's she's waiting. So that will happen, but I think that will happen when the year is really over, in case we happen to go back. Like I said, I think in the last vlog, or maybe I didn't. No, I don't think I said in the last vlog because when I ended that vlog, I had not been told that yet. As of right now, we're supposed to go back May 1st. It was supposed to be April the 6th. Then things changed last week with the state being like on basically a shelter-in-place order, which then meant that school was going to be closed until May the 1st. And so now that's when we're supposed to be back. But with the way things are going, we just don't know. So what you guys will be seeing in these vlogs are whatever I happen to be doing during the course of this school closure. This week you won't, well, you'll see some school stuff, but it won't be like anything to do, I don't think, with distance learning because we're technically on spring break this week, so we are not responsible to put up lessons. But you may see some school stuff because I've been working on some things just to kind of keep myself busy. As far as how I'm dealing with all of this, it just varies day to day. Like I'm really trying to take it day by day. It's a car speeding on the freeway because there's no one on it. There's another one. I don't know if they're racing. Anyway, I'm taking it day by day. Some days are good, some days are not. Yesterday was pretty rough because I went to bed Saturday night just upset. Like, upset about the situation, upset to the point of like tears. And I think it's because I don't know how long this is going to last. And it is very isolating. It's isolating for people that live with others, and then it's isolating for people that don't. And a couple people said that they find comfort in social media, which I do, but then it's a double-edged sword because when you go on social media, you are also seeing people that are quarantined, but they're quarantined with people, so they're playing games, they're like finding ways to entertain each other, and then it just reminds me that I don't have anyone to quarantine with to play games with, and then it just makes me feel more sad. So it's just like a vicious cycle. But I'm trying to take it day by day. I'm definitely trying to make efforts to get out of the house, to do something, to exercise. That is a challenge. So, I don't know. But I know there's a lot of teachers, the vast majority of people that watch the vlogs are teachers, so I hope that you are finding some ways to stay sane and also finding some ways to relax and not killing yourself with like trying to be the king and queen of remote teaching. So that's where I'm at. Liza wants to run 6 miles. I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it because while I work out on a regular basis, it has been a very long time. Well, not that long. Up until, when did I go? One day last week, I went on an outdoor run with a friend of mine that I met through Orange Theory for 3 miles, and I was worried about that because while I go to Orange Theory on a regular basis, I hadn't been outdoor running in years, and running outdoors is very different from running indoors on a treadmill. And at Orange Theory, you are running a lot, but there are breaks in between. And I think if, depending on the side of the class, the longest or the furthest you might run, depending on your speed, would be like 2 miles or so. So it had been a while since I ran like 3 miles sustained without stopping, but I made it. I did it. Liza, and all her neuroses, and I say that out of pure love, just can't sit still. And so she's at home eating her sorrows with a lot of carbs, so then she feels the need to do a lot of running. So she's been waking up very early in the morning, like 5:30 or so, to run with a group of women that go to Orange Theory, and they are running like 6 miles at a time. And I don't know if I can do that, but we'll see. So I'm gonna stop talking so I can find the location that I need to be at, and I'll check in with you guys later. So I am done with the run with Liza. It was shorter than what I think we both intended it to be because the wind was blowing, which made it difficult, and her ankle started hurting. So we turned around. We thought we were going to do 6 miles, and we obviously came short of that. And then we stopped, and we're right next to a grocery store, so I went into Stater Brothers to get a couple of things. I got the in-car grocery haul, some bagels, and some eggs that I'm not going to take out, and a container of honey mustard for the sandwiches that I will probably be having for lunch. The thing about social distancing is I'm definitely trying to observe that when I go into public places, but what makes it difficult is when you are trying to observe social distancing and others aren't. So I was just in line at the grocery store, and these 2 older gentlemen were behind me, and every time I tried to put the appropriate amount of distance in between myself and them, they just inched themselves closer, and I came so close to turning around and saying, "Sirs, I am trying to create some space in between us to be as safe as possible," but I didn't because I didn't want to be rude, but I came real close. Like literally every time I moved, they moved right along with me. So I'm getting ready to go home and probably shower and get dressed to do, I don't know what yet. My parents are going to the doctor out this way today, and my mom is going to stop by and pick up some flour that I have because she needs some flour and I don't really need the flour, and drop off some toilet paper for me because she's gotten toilet paper and I haven't. And that's what's on the agenda today. A part of me is contemplating going home and walking the dogs just to get some maximum exercise in. But I don't know. But either way, I'm on my way home now, so. Hello everyone, it is hours later. I look a mess. It's actually almost 9 o'clock at night at this point. Let's talk about what I did since the last time I checked in with you. I got dressed, ate breakfast, took a nap. My mom came over really quick to pick up what she needed to pick up, and was basically in and out. We didn't even give each other a hug or a kiss goodbye, thanks to social distancing efforts. And then after that, I watched a little TV, and then I got sidetracked because I actually just finished up a phone call, like a group FaceTime call with my family members, and we were on the phone for quite a while because we all haven't really spoken to each other very much. So that's the bulk of where my day went. And then I was just like doing things here or there, nothing of real significance. But what ended up happening is I was supposed to cook dinner tonight, and I was going to include that in this vlog. I was going to be making some Monterey Jack Beyond Burgers, which I'm kind of excited about because I've never had the Beyond Burgers before. So I was curious to see what that was all about. But since I got off the phone at about 8:30, those plans changed. So I had to improvise. I'm currently heating the oven up because I am going to have this pizza here for lunch, or for dinner. If you watched the last vlog, no, I didn't put this in a vlog. I think I put it in a picture or an Insta story. But this is something that I bought when I went to the grocery store for the first time, when all of this started to get really heavy duty and I realized I needed to get some food for lunches because I was going to be home. That's the oven. So I'm going to make this California Pizza Kitchen white recipe pizza, and then I'm going to have some salad with it. And that is what I will be having for dinner tonight. I will make the Beyond Burgers tomorrow. And then after this, my intention is to go upstairs and work on putting together a presentation for leadership that I need to share with my principal that kind of outlines some things I would like to implement next year. But I also want to show you what I worked on last night because I was up to about 2 o'clock in the morning. Partially because I was working on like getting this part of what I want to do for leadership next year done and testing it out. And then some of it was just, I was up reading because I don't have a bedtime anymore. So I'm gonna cook this up, eat dinner, go upstairs, and hopefully remember to turn the camera on to show you those or that thing from last night. I don't know how far I'll get with what I intend to start working on tonight, or if I'll even work on it because it's late, quite honestly. But that is where I'm at. So I'll check in with you soon. Hello guys, it's Tuesday. Yes, it's Tuesday, March 24th. So it is the next day. I think yesterday I checked in just before I was going to eat dinner, and then I was going to come upstairs to my office, which is where I'm at now, to do some work. And it turns out that never happened because I just couldn't like find the motivation to do it at that time of day yesterday. So I ended up eating dinner and watching some TV, and then I came upstairs and showered, got in the bed, and read for a little bit. And that brings us to today. So it is now just before 3 o'clock. So far today I woke up, I ran 3 miles outside by myself today. I actually think I might have to, I think it's probably better for me to run outdoors on my own because I never want to feel like I'm slowing someone down. And I think I'm on the slower side when it comes to running. And I don't like to run and talk because it just causes me to get winded faster. And I need to run outdoors. No, I need to run period with music. And you can't run with someone and then have music playing because that's kind of rude and defeats the purpose of running with someone. So last night, as I tabulated how many cookies I ate yesterday, I still have those Oreo Thins, and I have been popping those in my mouth left and right. I just was like, I can't, a result of the school closures and the quarantining and all of this can't be that I've just blown up to epic proportions because I'm just shoving cookies in my mouth and not getting like intense workouts like I had been with Orange Theory. So last night I was like, we need to like get our lives together. And so I ended up looking on my Facebook feed at the schedule I followed when I was training for a half marathon. Not that I'm going to be training for a half marathon, but it was just a schedule that I kept, and it kept me running quite a bit. So I need some kind of structure with working out, so I think I'm going to follow that. So today on that schedule, on Tuesday of like the first week of me training, I had to run 3 miles, and so that's what I did. So I drove my car to like a public place so I can park it in the parking lot, and I just jogged the 3 miles on the trail that everybody uses around here. And that's what I did when I trained for the half marathon. I would park my car in a public place, I would run on the trail. I prefer the trail because there's a little bit more privacy, if that makes sense. Like for some reason I'm very self-conscious about running just on city streets, and the trail is like in between like main streets, but you're still seeing people. So I did it. I ran the whole way, and I'm very proud of myself for that. So I did that. Then I went to PetSmart to pick up a very small pack of potty pads because Genesis needs them, and the order from Amazon doesn't arrive until like Friday. And then I stopped by Target to see, then I went to Stater Brothers to see if I can get some fresh mango cut and I was looking for cream cheese and paper towels. I got some mango, I got some cream, I didn't get the cream cheese there. I ended up buying orange juice, and then I went to Target to see if I can find paper towels, and there were no paper towels there. So anyway, I went to the store, came home, showered, ate some breakfast, and then I just finished watching 2 episodes of Self-Made, which is a Netflix series that is based on the life of Madam C.J. Walker, who, if you don't know, I think, hopefully I'm not misspeaking, is like the person that really started the black hair care industry. So it just kind of chronicles her start. And had a cup of coffee. So as of right now, I have not taken a nap yet, which is kind of an accomplishment because I typically take a nap at some point every day. But I'm not feeling like I need one right now. So I am capitalizing on that and brought myself upstairs to my office. So here I am. So I wanted to show you what I was working on a couple nights ago, because I know there's a couple of you that are also leadership teachers, and a couple of you have left comments saying that you'd like to see a little bit more information about that in some of my vlogs, which I think is a good idea. So I went to the CATA conference a couple weeks ago. That was like my last week of normalcy and normal behavior. And one of the sessions I went to was called Casting Your Leaders, and it was led by 2 high school teachers that work in Southern California. And so the whole premise of their presentation was just making the application process for leadership streamlined, a little bit more tech heavy, and hopefully in the process helping you pick like a good group of kids so that your leadership group is solid so that you can get some things done. So what was nice about this presentation is they gave you templates for every single thing that they use, and you could literally just copy everything that they did, obviously modifying it so that it fits your school and your needs. And so that's what I was doing, and they had a lot of tutorial videos in there to kind of help you out. So I'm going to just show you the couple of things that I created. And if you want any of this, I don't feel comfortable sharing the Google Slides with you without their permission. So I might email them and see if they're okay with that. If you're a leadership teacher out there and this is something you want to do, but if they say no, I won't link it. And if it's not linked, that's why. So I wanted to first make an application that was a Google form, which is what this is here. I had started this when we were still in school, so I would spend a little time during each of my leadership classes coming up with these questions, but the good majority of these questions came from their template. A couple of things that I added was asking them, where did I put that? There's a question in here that asks them to describe what community service experience they have. And towards the bottom, one of the questions is asking, what does service, right here, what does service leadership mean to you? And the reason I'm asking that question is because one of my goals with leadership next year is that I want it to be more service leadership based, so that the kids know, you know, we do put on rallies and we do spirit weeks and things like that, but we really should be an entity that is servicing the campus. So I kind of want to see what they think that term means, and that's the other reason why I asked them about community service, because if they have community service experience already, that gives me an indication that that's something that they are inherently interested in doing, and that they wouldn't have any issues if I said, oh, we're going to do this to help the community. So I made the application on a Google form. That was one thing I did. And then I also made the teacher recommendation a Google form as well. So it just lets them know that the applicant put them down as a person to give them a recommendation. It asks them what is their relationship basically to the student, the name of the student they're recommending, their name, what their classroom performance is like. Is there anything I should know about this student? Have they had any major disciplinary issues? Have they had any attendance issues? And whether or not they think the student would be a good candidate for leadership. Now, the part that took me a long time involves like this form here, and this form here. So one of the things that I learned at this presentation was how to attach your Google form to another form using a program called Autocrat. And the way that she described it is like it's a mail merge system for Google Forms. So this is like the paper version of the application. So many of the questions that are on the Google form, this Google form, are also listed here. And so what's going to happen now is anytime a student fills out this application, some of their responses are going to immediately be transferred into this paper application that they will get a copy of. So all these little, like, where it says first name and it's in between these caret signs, that just is like coding so that this form knows to look for that phrase here, and then it's going to populate onto this form there. So it took me some time to get that done. And same thing with this teacher recommendation. So this correlates to this application. So what happens is once a student puts down a teacher's name as the teacher, that one of the teachers they'd like to have recommend them, they will automatically, get this email to them that basically says, this student has listed you as one of their teachers for recommendations. If you have any questions regarding the form or type of information I'm looking for, email me. And then they would click on this, which would take them to the teacher recommendation Google form. And when they submit that, I'll get it, and I'll have the recommendation there. So I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but basically what I spent some time doing was creating these Google forms that are all intertwined with each other, so that when a student fills in the application, there's an automatic email that they get with the paper copy of their application. As soon as they put down a teacher's name, the system is set up so that that teacher gets an email, because the application will ask for the email, and that teacher will get an email automatically sent to them saying the student has put you down as a teacher that they would like to get a recommendation from, and they're automatically sent the Google form, and then everything just gets dumped into my Google Drive. So in my Drive, let me show you the computer again. In my Drive, I have a leadership folder that has other folders in it. And so one of the areas that I have everything going to is inside this folder that says application materials. And then all the responses from the Google Forms are either going to be dumped in here. This is the one for staff recommendations. So when a staff member finishes completing that recommendation, it'll go inside that folder. And then this one is for the application. So when the students finish their applications, all the information that they've put in there will be dumped into that folder using the little spreadsheets that are automatically created when you make a Google form. So I don't know if that made sense. I tried my best to explain it. It was tedious and it took a while, but one of the things they said in that session is once it's done, it's done. And that is true. So now it's done. I'll be able to use it year after year. Obviously, I'll have to change the dates on things, but the bulk of the work is done. So I finished that, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a Google slide presentation that I plan on sharing with my principal and some other people, proposing what I would like to have us start at my school next year. I'm going to be proposing that we start a house system at my school, and I also want to propose that we have like a non-backpack day on the first day of school. Both of these are ideas that I got from the CATA conference, and I just need to make sure that I explain it clearly so that it's something that the principals or the administration is open to hearing, because the house system at a school really is not going to work if it's not something admin is really making, for lack of a better word, mandatory. So I just need to make sure it's all clear to them and what I'm looking for. So I am going to give them some statistical information, some data, how I think this will benefit students and staff and school culture and climate, logistical questions that I feel like they may answer. I'm going to try and predict what those might be and have answers to those. So that is what I'm going to be working on right now. And I don't know how long I'll do it. I'm going to do it until I feel tired. If I feel like I need a nap, I'll do that. So yeah, that's that's what's up at the moment. I will be cooking dinner later, and I will probably just vlog a little bit of that, but I'm gonna work on this for a bit, and that's it. So I'll check in with you later. All right, it is now 6:15. I am still in my office, living my best life. But I have been pretty good and have diligently been working on this since the last time I checked in. I think when I checked in, it was like, I don't know, 2:30 or something. But in that whole process, I took a couple of breaks. Once I was talking to Liza on FaceTime. She just texted me to see how I was doing today, and so I just called her back on FaceTime just to get some human interaction. So I took a break there, and then I ate lunch, but I was actually working while I was doing having lunch. But I feel like I've made some pretty good progress. I'm not done with this presentation yet, but I found some good resources to kind of add to it. So again, I'm going to propose that we try the house system at my school next year. And so I'm just trying to organize everything for the administrators so they understand what I'm talking about. In the hopes that they're like, yes, LaTanya, this is a great idea. We want you to do that. So I found a couple articles, and then I also found that Ron Clark Academy has like a very nice, like, succinct little booklet to help you kind of get things started that's absolutely totally free, which I'm surprised by because I just assumed that there was going to be a charge if I kind of wanted to see the process mapped out per their suggestions. But I've been kind of using that to kind of organize my thoughts on how I'm going to present it. So my goal is to get the presentation together, send it to them ahead of time, and we have a Zoom call scheduled on April the 6th. I don't know if we have a specific time, but I know that we're gonna meet. But I'm definitely gonna send the presentation out to a couple people first before I send it to them to get their input, like the other leadership teachers and a couple of other people that have kind of been supporting me in this process. So far, I'm trying to see how many slides I've created where. Right now I'm on slide 15, and it just kind of looks like this so far. Let's see. I just found this template on Slide Carnival. Well, let's not do that. So this is the slide template that I'm using. I found this on Slide Carnival, so I'm just really trying to break it down so that it makes sense, making sure to explain what the house system is and not making any assumptions, that they know what it is, tell them some of the benefits. And right now I'm kind of working on the part where it just discusses, I have to be very careful because you guys are sitting on top of something, that explains the different houses and how kids are sorted and staff. And so for me, I'd like to sort the entire school, like students and staff, and involve them in this. So I'm feeling optimistic because as I'm putting this together, not because of what I'm creating, but just because the concept of it all, I don't see why someone would say no to this. I think the biggest challenge is just getting all the staff members on board. So that is the one thing that I think will be the most difficult. But in the middle of all of that, I almost missed this, and I'm glad I like ran downstairs to check, or actually looked out the window. I was sitting up here with Riley, who's been keeping me company, and I like heard a knock on the door, but I just assumed it wasn't mine because Genesis was napping downstairs, and if anyone comes near the front door, she is the first one to bark, but she didn't make a sound, so I just assumed I was hearing things or that it was something else. But then I happened to look out the window and I saw there was a UPS truck outside my condo, and so I ran downstairs to see if they were trying to deliver something to me because the delivery guy was like loitering about. And I ran downstairs, and I'm glad I did because this was delivered. And I'm gonna try and pick this up with the paper towel because I'm scared. Here it is. This was delivered, and I'm using a paper towel because I just don't know what I should touch and what I shouldn't touch. But this is my birthday present that I ordered for myself, and it is a Louis Vuitton item. It's excuse me. It is a Louis Vuitton item. It is a small leather good, or as the cool people say, an SLG. And I was wondering if I should unbox it in this video. I know I'm not going to do a formal unboxing like I did last year because it's such a small item. And I don't know, I just don't feel like the timing of that would be correct given the fact that people are losing their jobs right now. So I'll probably unbox this tonight and just do that in here. And then when maybe things have settled down some, I'll do like a review of what this item is. I won't tell you what it is yet because, you know, let's just keep it exciting. But if you follow me on Instagram, you already know what it is. So this came, and I'm glad I went downstairs because I think with them, if you miss the delivery, they won't leave it on the door because the item has like a greater value than like something you get from Amazon. So that has been what's happened so far. I think what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna take the dogs on a walk, take a break, and I was gonna cook, but now I might not cook because I found out that today is the Great American Takeout Day in an effort to support restaurants during this time where places are having to close and businesses like dwindling because everybody's staying at home. So the UPS truck is still outside my house. I am expecting something from Sephora, some face masks, so I thought maybe that's what it was. But yeah, so I'm gonna take these two on a walk and figure out what I'm gonna do, and then I'll probably work on this some more. But I'll also watch like at least another episode of Self-Made because that is very good. So if you're looking for something to watch, I've watched 2 episodes. I highly recommend it. So talk to you later. All right, it is now about midnight. So technically it is Wednesday. After I spoke to you, I did in fact take the dogs on a walk. I came home. I ordered some Chipotle to celebrate the Great American Takeout Day or whatever it was called. And then I finished up the Google slide presentations I was creating for my administrators for this leadership idea that I would like to implement at my school next year. And then I went downstairs, had a little dessert, watched This Is Us, and here I am. So I just unboxed, or not unboxed, but took out of the mailing box my birthday present to myself, which is this little tiny Louis Vuitton thing. The camera is flashing red, which means the battery's going to die at any minute, so hopefully it doesn't cut off. Like I said, just given the times, I'm not going to do like this formal unboxing, but I am going to show you guys what I got in case you're interested. I kept it really simple this year because I'm on a stricter budget, but I did write myself a note. I do like the tradition of writing myself a note so that I have it to look back on. So it just has this year's birthday. It says, every birthday is a blessing. This past year, you have continued to grow and work towards living and enjoying your life as it stands. You are creating a lifestyle for yourself that you can be proud of. Here's a little something to celebrate you. So that is the note that Latanya wrote to herself. So I will keep it in here. And so, like I said, this is one of the less expensive items that they have. It's always so nicely like put together that I feel bad taking it apart, but it's got to happen. So let me take this shorter bow off first. The shipping is really quick. I ordered this, I think, on Sunday, and I thought I wasn't going to get it till Friday, so it was nice that it came earlier. And then I'm going to open this box here. They all come with these little like duster bags, I think these are called, so that you can protect your item. I'm going to unflap it, and here it is. So I bought myself this. This is just I think it's called a 6 key ring holder, and I've been looking at this for a while. So it just has these little 6 hooks to put your keys on, whether it be your house keys, your car keys, your mail key, or whatever. There's also a little like flap right there that you can put your driver's license. And I did go ahead and, if you can see, there we go. If it focuses, I did have my initials embossed. So since I'm not doing a formal unboxing, I might do like down the line a review of this because I was really kind of unsure whether or not I wanted to order it. I did watch a couple of YouTube videos because I'm specifically curious to see how this works with my key for my car. So I drive a Volkswagen and it has one of those like key fob things, and so that'll be interesting. But for years, like keychains are something that I kind of obsess about, and how my chain is arranged, and I'm always reorganizing it, and my brother actually does it for me because I never want to break a nail. So I feel like this is a very nice, luxurious way to put all that to rest. So this is what I got for myself for my birthday, and like I said, I'm proud. I paid cash for it. I have money saved up for my little savings account for shopping, so there's no guilt there. I might get myself a pair of shoes from Rothy's, because I do have some credits there, because some people ordered them using my link. Again, if you're interested in Rothy's, I will put a link in the description box. And if it's your first pair of Rothy's, you will get $20 off. And I honestly get $20 as well if you choose to do that. But I've been saving those up. So that is how I'm going to end this night and say goodnight here. So I'm getting ready to read for a little bit, and then I'm going to fall asleep to the King of Queens probably, because that's what I've been doing. But I feel much better today than I did yesterday. Yesterday I was totally unproductive. Today I was very productive, and I'm proud of that. So we'll see what tomorrow holds, or later today holds, really. So I will talk to you guys later. Good afternoon. It's Wednesday. No, it's not. Thursday, March 26th. It is almost 1 o'clock, and I'm eating for the first time today, which is late even for me. I woke up this morning. I went and I ran on the trail in my neighborhood. I ran just over 3 miles. Then I came home. Couldn't tell you what I've been doing. I think I've just been like dilly-dallying around, and took a shower and all of that. Got dressed, which for me right now is, I put on some earrings and some eyebrows. I'm just looking for my AirPods. Let me go in the garage, because now I'm a little concerned. Hold on. Okay, they're not in here. Okay, I'm back. I had to go check to see if my AirPods were in the car. They weren't, and then I really started to panic. Turns out I had put them in my tennis shoe at some point when I was going from downstairs to upstairs. So I ran, I came home. Now I'm getting ready to eat. I'm getting ready to have one of my favorite things to eat, which is a bagel. Now I've over toasted this bagel, but we're gonna work with it. I'm gonna have a bagel with cream cheese on it, and then I put an egg on top of each. And I'm going to also have some, I don't know, my camera was doing something weird. I'm also going to have some mango along with that, and some orange juice, and probably a cup of coffee after I finish my juice. And then I will probably, while all that's occurring, while I'm eating, I will watch the next episode of Love is Blind. I've watched 2 episodes so far. The first episode, I just was literally like flabbergasted by what I was seeing. Like, people are proposing within like days of meeting each other and professing love, and my dog is trying to get on the couch, professing love and all of that. So the first episode was a little much, because there are some people on the show that I'm really not a fan of, like Barnett. Really, I find him annoying. He describes himself as witty, and someone else described him as witty, and I have not heard him make one witty comment. Then the blonde lady, I can't remember her name, but she was like torn between Barnett and the guy that's 10 years younger than her. Like, her voice, just something about her voice, it is really a bit much for me. And I feel like she's playing games. I will say that I like Lauren and, is his name Josh? Like, they seem to have like a legitimate connection, but then at the same time, I just wonder, like, is it a real connection, or is it like psychologically you feel like you need to connect with someone because you're purposely in this dating environment? I don't know. My other qualm with it is, to some extent, depending on who you're dealing with, I just don't think Love is blind, or it was blind, because not to make a large sweeping statement, but there are some ethnicities that sound a certain kind of way. And there was a clip where a guy was like, oh, I'm going to assume that you're African American, and he was right, because like whether you want to acknowledge it or not, some people just have like a sound that is indicative of like their cultural background. And if you're listening, you can kind of pick up on that. So I'm like, is it really blind though? Like, I don't know. Those are my takeaways 2 episodes in. As far as yesterday's concerned, I'm embarrassed to say I did nothing productive. Aside from waking up, I went on 2 walks yesterday, one by myself in the morning and one with the dogs. And then I cooked the Blue Apron meal, which I believe I captured some footage of, but didn't really talk a lot through that. I didn't really do anything, like nothing productive, which left me feeling a certain kind of way. So I'm gonna try and be better today. I do know that I'm on spring break, so it's fine that I'm not doing anything productive. But you know, I still feel bad because what else am I gonna do all day? Just sit in the house and watch TV? I just can't be doing that. I cannot spend my quarantine life just doing that. I also got my my little keychain put together, and I'll show you guys that later. I'm really excited about it. I think I love it already. So anyway, that's what's up. I'm getting ready to eat and relax for a minute. And hopefully the next time I check in with you guys, I'm about to do something productive, or I have done something productive, or I'm in the middle of doing something productive. So we shall see. Hello, it's 4:45. I have not done anything productive yet, but I'm getting ready to, and that's all that matters. So I talked to you guys, I ate my bagel, I had some juice, I had a cup of coffee, which kept me from taking a nap, which is a good thing, because when I take a nap, it just like really derails me a little bit. I didn't take a nap because I've been watching Love is Blind. I'm on episode 5 now. And now I'm committed because I need to see how this all ends and plays out. And I feel like it's about to get juicy. And right now I'm taking a break because what did I do? I took a break from Love is Blind to do an Insta story about my birthday present. So I unboxed this, or I don't know if you want to call it an unboxing, but I opened it up with you guys a couple days ago. And I have since put my keys in there. There's Shanice is back there. So when I posted a picture of this on Instagram the other day, a couple people wanted to see exactly what I got because I just posted the Louis Vuitton box. So I did a quick live to show that. And so I guess I will show you guys that as well, if I can do both at the same time. So here it is on the inside with my keys. I'm very happy to report that my key to my car, my key fob fits, and then I only have, I think, 3 other keys in here. My house key, the mail key, and the key to like the amenities at my condominium complex. And one of the things I said in my live is that I haven't used it much yet because I don't get to go anywhere. But I can already tell that I'm gonna like it and I have no regrets and I love it. So I did that. And in that time I got a package in the mail and I am getting ready to show you what that is. And I'm currently watching Judge Judy as a break. There's Genesis and Riley. And as far as what I'm going to do school-wise, I'm not 100% sure yet. I don't know if I want to keep that sound. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if I want to keep working on some things for leadership or if I want to switch gears and work on some things for language arts or social studies. And when I say work on some things, really planning for next year, like trying to map out things that I know worked and didn't work this school year, since I have the time to do that now. I seem to be veering towards doing things for leadership because I specifically brought this downstairs, which is just a planner that I bought for leadership purposes and planning out things that we need to be mindful of throughout the year. But we'll see if I decide to do that. But I also got my package in the mail from Sephora. I can't remember if I told you guys that I was waiting on that. It's not anything super extravagant or exciting, just something that I needed. And they finally got here. So I got these masks that hopefully it will focus. So I have, why is it not focusing? I have the Foreo, there we go. The Foreo, like, I don't know what to call it, skincare system. I don't know if that's a system, but it's an apparatus, and these are the masks that go on that. And I bought 2 of the ones that are called Call It a Night because these were the ones that I use most frequently. I use it just before I go to bed and then I just let it seep into my skin as I sleep. And then my other one that was my favorite was the H2O overdose. And I think I vlogged a little bit about this earlier in the week. Good Lord. But these are the ones that I like to use, especially when the wind starts to blow and the air gets dry out here, because my skin does get dry. So those came in the mail. I might do one of these tonight, or I might wait until Sunday, because I typically do these on Sunday. So yeah, I'm getting ready to make a sandwich to eat. I know it's almost 5 o'clock, but I'm not on a very proper schedule when it comes to meals and when I eat meals. I'm gonna eat a sandwich and probably watch some more Love is Blind and work on either leadership stuff or stuff for language arts and have dinner eventually. So I'm gonna stop talking now because she's about to go into a snorting fit and you guys shouldn't be subjected to that. So she's just trying to get herself comfortable down there. There you go. So that's what's up. So I'm gonna talk to you guys later.
No, instead of doing
Just me. I keep you grounded. Let's take a picture, you guys. Do you girls want to be in the picture, or do you want to take the picture? Okay, here.
Oh boy.
Time has passed. And I just told Liza we are on the hike that just never ends. I mean, we were feeling really good because we were going downhill just a minute ago. And then our friend Karen, good old Karen, says, you want to take the secret path? So we say yes. And the secret path just feels like a whole new trail. So, I'm walking in mud. I mean, again, though, the views are lovely. So there's that. We're trying to keep our distance. Notice Liza's wearing a very lovely cardigan sweater from Nordstrom on this hike. But yeah, we thought we were going to be doing more like a trail, like a little neighborhood walk. But we were wrong. So I think it's after 10.
We'll check in when we get to Colorado.
I'm still here. I'll check in with you when we're done, if that ever happens.
I can see the sound of music at the end when you're climbing over the foothill.
We're gonna twirl around. All right, it is now 11:45. We just found this little trail that is near one of their houses that neither Liza nor myself knew about. It's pretty hardcore, very steep at parts, very like you have to pay attention to where you're placing your foot so that you don't like hurt yourself. And so we did that for about 2.5 hours, if I remember the stats on my watch correctly, and the total distance was about 4 miles, I think it said. So I am now heading home. Well, actually, I'm going to head to get a Starbucks first because that is going to be my treat for the day since it's Friday. And then I'm going to go home, eat my bagel, which is what I like to have, and call Volkswagen because the check coolant light on my car has come on once again. It's come on a few times. I have put coolant in my car multiple times and that doesn't seem to be doing the trick. So now I need to call someone to have it checked out. Maybe Volkswagen, maybe not. My mom gave me a number of someone that I could call, so I might be calling that person instead because Volkswagen can be pricey. So I know those are things I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk the dogs later because it's a nice day, the sun is out. I don't have a reason not to. I didn't walk them yesterday because just when I thought I was going to walk them, it started to rain or sprinkle and I was in the thick of it with Love is Blind, so it just didn't happen. But aside from that, I don't know what else I have on my agenda for the day. This is my last day of spring break, so next week it's back to distance learning. So I kind of need to decide what I want to do for that. I already have an idea. I just have to make sure it's going to work. I'm just going to see if they can just continue to work towards creating their essays. Since last week they worked on their outlines. So that's probably what I'm going to do, as well as assign another article of the week and check to see what else vocabulary has to offer. But again, I'm just going to keep it real straightforward and keep it real simple. So that is all that I know is going to occur today. I'm very annoyed that I have to call about my car because I hate stuff like that. So I am currently paused at the drive-thru at Starbucks, and I thought this would be a good opportunity, don't worry, my car is in park, to show you what the keychain looks like in use. So this is the part that I was the most or one of the things I was most concerned about, like when I'm using this in the car, what is this going to do? Is it going to stick out? Is it going to be rigid? Does it just hang? So if you can see, it hangs pretty nicely. It is nice and light. So if you're thinking about it and this is one of the things you're concerned about or curious about, there you have it. Good evening, everybody. It is about, it's almost 7 o'clock. I didn't realize it was that late. I just got off the phone with my RSP teacher because, as I expected to happen, we got an email from the district today that had like a little bit more directives on what they wanted us to do with distance learning, since we will now be out of school at least until May 1st. And I'm not gonna lie, the email itself was a little overwhelming. It was a lot of information at once. And the gist of it is that they're gonna try and kind of like, not up the ante, but just like solidify or strengthen what they're looking for teachers in the district to do in regards to distance learning. So far, what I read through seems feasible, but everybody's kind of like at a different place with their comfort level with technology and doing something like this. So I can imagine for some teachers, it feels very overwhelming. I personally think, if it's being broken up in phases, I personally think the district should have just pushed out the phases as the phases come about, so that teachers don't feel just overwhelmed by the sheer amount of it. So that has kind of affected what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the night. When I came home, I showered, got dressed, had my Starbucks, had my bagel with egg, had some mangoes, and that was great. I watched the reunion episode of Love is Blind, so I have completed that task off my life list. And I wanted to take a nap, but I couldn't. So I talked to my sister, I talked to Liza, I talked to another friend. And then I got that email, and that shifted what I was going to do. Let me find some better lighting for myself. So what I was going to do was I was going to cook a Blue Apron meal, but I am now not going to do that. I'm probably gonna have Chipotle again for dinner because I have a free meal that I earned, because next week, phase 1 of this rollout by my district requires us to have a weekly check-in with our students that should be 5 minutes in length, and it could be either pre-recorded or through something like a Zoom call, where you're kind of just laying out the week. Like, what do you want them to do during the week, clarifying anything you need to have them make sure they understand, that kind of stuff. So I already have an idea of what I want to do, but I think what I'm going to do to meet the requirement of that 5-minute meeting is I'm just going to do a quick YouTube video and kind of explain what I want, and then give them some resources to contact me if they have questions, which means I'm gonna have to wake up tomorrow and put on like makeup and flat iron my hair so that I look presentable. But I need to figure out what is going to be the content of that YouTube video. Like, what am I gonna say, and like mentally script that out. So I kind of want to get that figured out tonight so that I can just record it tomorrow and edit it and have it ready to go for Monday. And there was something else I was going to say and I can't remember. So yeah, so I just want to spend the evening doing that, and cooking takes a little chunk of time by the time I cook and clean. So I'm not overwhelmed by it right now, but I could see how other teachers would be. The only thing that I just struggle with as a teacher is that we have resources and we have people that they are telling us we can refer to as mentors in the district. But if I were to be totally honest, like, it's hard for me to make use of a resource like that when I know for a fact those people that are mentors have never been in this situation. And I don't mean that to be insulting or to say they're not qualified, but this is the first time this has ever happened. And it's one thing to have ideas of what's feasible and doable in theory, and it's another thing to put it in practice. And because we've never been through something like this, the people that will serve as our mentors don't really have any experience with actually doing the things that in theory sound easy enough to do. On top of that, well, I'll just leave it at that, so I won't say anything else. So I'm not so much, again, concerned about myself and being able to use them as a resource, but just more concerned with people that are a little bit more timid about doing things through online learning. And I said to my RSP teacher, I don't even consider myself tech savvy. I would just say I'm like tech comfortable. Like, at this point, I'm comfortable trying something, but I know I'm gonna have some bumps along the way, and I'm willing to kind of work myself through that. So that's how I'm going to end the night. I also need to do, at some point this weekend, I'm sorry, I just keep looking for light and then not having a glare in my glasses. I'm also going to be filming the financial recap video for the month of March. I have no idea what that's gonna look like because March was a bit of a mess. It was March Madness. So that's another thing I need to kind of plan for tomorrow, and I might just do it tomorrow because I'll have makeup on anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this vlog here. The biggest struggle that I was having with these vlogs is like I wasn't even sure what I was going to be calling these vlogs, because I can't call them teaching vlogs really, because I'm not at school and I won't necessarily just be talking about teaching since I'll be at home so much. I don't want to call them the Corona Chronicles or whatever people are saying, because I just don't. So I'm just going to refer to these as weekly vlogs, and it may be a separate playlist down the line because this is such an extraordinary time, out of the ordinary time. So I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna close it out here. I'm getting ready to walk the dogs so they get some fresh air and I get some more fresh air as well. And I'm just gonna come home and I'm just gonna work until I can't work anymore for the night. So if you enjoyed this video and taking a look at how this week with me trying to stay at home and kind of just get through this experience has gone, please give this video a thumbs up. If you have a question or a comment, make sure you leave it in the comment section below. I will link anything that I think would be helpful to you in the description box. I think I referenced my Rothys at some point, so I'll leave that link there. I'll link the face mask that I bought. I'll link the little birthday present I bought for myself as well in there if you're interested. And that's it. So I will see you guys next week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you then. Bye, guys.